Hello all the warriors, this is Roy. Welcome to Arena, and today I'm gonna talk about the stock motors. So what you can do with the stock motor. There's a lots of options that you can do, and also if you really know more thing about the stock motor, that can improve your skill. Let's start with the video. Let's go. Okay, so for the stock motor, except to using for the stock race, there's a lots of options that you can use. So for example, before I have I made a video for how to using the stock motor to break in your motors, and I called it as like the safe way to break in your motors. So here I will put that in the end of this video. So if you're interested, you can click that video and take a look at it. And the second is you can using the stock motor when you build a new car. You can using the stock motor to break in your gears. So you don't want to using your Hyper Dash or Mac Dash or even though your Light Dash, those good motor, and to break in your gears. Because for usually breaking the gear, for myself, I was talking about at least to make the car run for an hour. So you will damage your motor, sorry. And so if you're using a stock motor, you can let it run as long as you want. So it doesn't really matter because you will not feel bad if you just break stock motors, right? So let's see what else the stock motor can do. Okay, so here we have motor, and here I'm gonna teach you how to using the motor shaft to check is that the Tamiya parts or aftermarket parts. Okay, so here I have the long carbon popsicle, and I give it 2 seconds and let me know which one you think is Tamiya, which one you think is aftermarket. Okay, so this one is aftermarket and this is Tamiya. And how can we know that? We can using the motor shaft, okay? Because if that's the Tamiya, we're using the motor shaft, we put through the parts, it can very easy to go through it and very easy to take it out. And but if the aftermarket, then we're having hard time, you won't be able to push that through and you feel it's stuck over there, and even though it's hard to take it out, okay? Because the aftermarket hole is smaller than the full Tamiya. So this is the way you can easily to find out which one is Tamiya and which one is not. Okay, so now we're gonna using the stock motor and to break in the bearings. Okay, so here I'm going to teach you how to open the motor and how to take the shaft and also take some parts from inside that is useful, all right? Okay, so here you can see this is the motor spacer we just took from the motor inside, and you can see this motor spacer is very thin. So it's even thinner than the regular washer or whatever that we are using. And also it's the resistance for this motor spacer is very less resistance. So it's very good for you if you are doing like floating gears, or even though you need to find a space for between the gear, or even though, like, let's say here where I have the counter gear, and you know, when you put in the Pro chassis, there's a little bit of room, then you don't want your gear moved to like the space too much, then you can use this, because you can see it's very thin. So after that, you just place that in, then you can put into your chassis and adjust your chassis by using this motor spacer. Okay, so this is the from each motors that you can get it from. So it's very useful stuff that even though the stock motor they don't using anymore, or there's some broken motors, then you can open it and get the motor spacer inside of the motors. Okay, so here we take off the motor shaft. So the motor shaft, usually there's two options you can using. One, you can using for the screws, then you can install the rollers. So because the motor shaft is very strong, stronger than the cap screws, or even though the regular screw, no matter it's reinforced screw or whatever, the motor shaft is the strongest one. Okay, and also there's another way you can using except just using for the rollers. You can also using for the dampers, because you can see the surface on the motor shaft is very smooth, so there's nothing's on it. So when you put the dampers on it, so your damper can move very easily. There's no resistance for the dampers. Okay, so whenever the damper is moving, there's no resistance, so it action even faster. Okay, so that's the motor shaft. Okay, so this is today's video about the stock motor. And of course, if you have more idea about how to using the stock motor for some other option, you can leave your comment at the bottom and let me know. We can share this idea to all the people watching the video. Alright, so this is today's video. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Alright, thank you so much. Don't forget to press the bell, so if I have the new video, then you will know it right away. Thank you, I'll see you next time.